guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you for subscribing. I want to especially thank you to my friends and family here from Facebook. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'm growing. Okay, disclaimer, I have a mist thing going and might sound a little nasally because I am sick, but I still want to push this video out to y'all. And today we're going to be talking about how to survive boot camp as a female. Males, I might have a little bit of advice in here for y'all too, but this is mostly for my females. Okay, this video I'm gonna start with day 1 when you first arrive to boot camp, and I'm gonna be telling y'all weeks 1 through 4. So I just looked up on, because I went to boot camp 7 years ago, so some things might have changed, but for the most part you learning the same stuff that I learned. Day 1, you flew or you drove to wherever you I flew into Chicago, and let me tell you about the airport process. So you have a folder, keep that folder with you at all times, and there are going to be people in the airport that already know what's going on because they get sailors all the time. Basically just listen to them and they'll show you to where the USO is. So a little weird story, there was a person that worked at the airport and they were being so rude, but I think that's because they already knew what was going on, so they was like just taking on that personality of being mean. She was being so rude. We got off the elevator, not even nowhere near the USO. We're not even near the USO yet, and she's like, "Get over here now." Bro, got on the green vest and like just directed her. Has nothing to do has nothing to do with the Navy at all. But eventually we found out where the USO is. My advice to you is, if you get there early, or if you get depending on what time you get there, go look at where everybody is in formation. They're gonna tell you where everybody's standing in formation to go onto the bus to go to the actual boot camp. If you got a little bit of time, like if the bus haven't taken off yet, don't go over there, don't introduce yourself, don't do nothing. Leave, get yourself together, get something to drink, get something to eat, and then come back if you have time, because they're gonna have you standing there in formation waiting for the bus, standing. I wish somebody had told me that, but luckily I got there late at night so that I didn't have to wait that long. I think I had to stand for like 20 minutes, so it wasn't really that bad. But yes, I'm telling you now. So the bus ride there was pretty quiet, pretty awkward. Everybody's like kind of nervous, shaking, scared or whatever, using their phones for the last little bit of time that they had. So you pull up to boot camp. Once you pull up, you can get off that bus, or you can stay on the bus and go back home. I suggest just going through it. Just go through the program. But anyway, you will see a petty officer or whoever come onto the bus that is a part of the boot camp training process, and they're not gonna be nice. They're not gonna say hi, how are you, how you doing. It's get off the bus, you go hold the door. Everybody else get up off the bus, let's go. And they're yelling, once everybody runs frantically, shaking, screaming, scared into the building, they will line you up into a line, and then they're gonna make you face them. You're gonna call your parents, "This is so and so, I'm here, I'm safe," and that's it. I mean, that's it. That's all you better say. So they give you 20 seconds. You call them up and you say exactly what they told you to say. Do not say nothing else, or they're gonna tell you to hang up the phone. They're gonna yell, they're gonna tell you to hang up the phone. Drug test, and for the ladies it's gonna be a pregnancy test. They're gonna put you into a group of about 6 girls, and there's gonna be bathrooms, right? Well, there's gonna be stalls. They're gonna take you to the bathroom, there's gonna be stalls, and they're gonna have no doors. They're gonna tell you exactly how to do it, when to do it, everything. So it doesn't matter if you gotta pass gas or nothing, you're peeing in that cup in front of whoever is watching. So you gotta hold it like this, and Once you finish, once everybody finishes, you're gonna walk in the line and you're gonna turn it in exactly the way that they want you to turn it in. This is a perfect time for you to not have to think for yourself. All you have to do is listen and do exactly what they tell you, how they want you to do it, and you will survive. You will be okay. Do not panic, do not fret, do not do none of that, because it's just gonna make things worse. So next is the Seabag issuing. So with the Seabag issuing, they're gonna give you this big green duffel bag, and you and the group that you came in with, whether that's male or female, I can't really remember if it was mixed for us, but eventually if you're like in an all male group, then you don't have to worry about this part. You're gonna have a sea bag, and they're gonna dump everything that you need into that sea bag. That down to like gonna give you a mesh bag, PT uniform. So for us, it was the navy blue sweatsuit shorts and the yellow shirts. The blue gave you sneakers. Do not think that you finna come into boot camp and immediately put on one of these uniforms, or now it's like phasing into the all blue Coast Guard looking uniforms. So don't think you finna come into boot camp and immediately put those on, because you're not. They're gonna have you in those sweats for a good amount of time. A real good amount of time. And those tennis shoes. So, ignore the steam, y'all. I need it. I need it. But, yeah, they're gonna issue you that, and then you're gonna have the stuff that you came with. I hope y'all didn't bring a lot of stuff. I hope y'all didn't bring a lot of stuff from home or traveling to boot camp. I just hope y'all didn't. One little tiny drawstring book bag, the thing that you get, that's all you need to take you to boot camp, and a little bit of stuff to carry you on your way, because you're not going to need it. And during this process, it's just going to be a hassle to keep up with that stuff. So once you get your sea bag and you get all of that stuff issued to you, they're gonna put you in another room, and all females. If you're a male, it's gonna be all males. No matter who you came in there with, they're gonna separate y'all. Now, if you're a female like me, most likely you're gonna be a part of a mixed division. And when you're a part of a mixed division, you're kind of like a special unit. So you might be doing flags, or you might be a musician. They're gonna ask who knows how to play an instrument. Go. And like if they ask, go. I say the experience is better when you're a part of a special division, or a 900 division, because my division was 927. I was part of flags, and we had to go to practice every so often, and practice how to hold flags for like graduations and stuff. They're gonna line you up. It's gonna be rows, long desk of where to stand. You're gonna put your stuff that you brought in your sea bag or it's gonna be next to you on the ground or on the table. I can't really remember. And they're gonna give you a box. They're gonna give you a label, and they're gonna say anything that is not going to help you during boot camp needs to go into this box. Your phone needs to go into this box. The clothes on your back need to go into this box. Everything that you brought here needs to go into that box. Some special things that I would keep is definitely like pads if you're on your period, a special brush if you are wearing your natural hair, if you have curly hair. If you have a special brush that just gets those tangles and those coils and stuff straight, pushed back into a bun, and you need it, or that comb and you need it, keep it. Anything else, your toothbrush, toothpaste, anything, it got to go in the box. Put it in the box, because you don't want to get in trouble later for having something that you're not supposed to have. The officer that is in the front speaking to y'all, first of all, they're gonna be watching you like Hulks. They're still yelling at this point. They're yelling everything. You are gonna be in shock because they're yelling so much, but they're gonna tell you to take everything on that you have off. They give you underwear, they give you socks, they give you bras to wear. Those are what you'll be wearing, and you're gonna have to stencil everything. You're gonna have to put your initial and what division you're in on everything. Funny story, so there was a sheet of paper that I forgot to give to the people that issued me the Seabag. So one of the petty officers, she came up to me, she was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And she was like, well, you need to go back and you need to go turn this in because this is important. So I'm taking the piece of paper back to where they issued us the Seabags, not knowing that the males were in there doing the same thing that the girls were, and they happened to be in like the underwear process. So I walk in there and I'm like trying to give my paper or guys like in their underwear, and the petty officer who's helping them sees me and he's like, get out of here, recruit, what are you doing in here, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, I turned and I ran so fast. I was like, all I know is that I'm supposed to turn this paper in, and I can't turn the paper in because they're in there changing, they don't have no clothes on. So I was like, you know what, that's just, I don't know what to do. Eventually I got the paper turned in and I was squared away, but that was pretty traumatizing for me on my first day. Like, yeah. So after we got settled into our uniforms, they put us in ranks in the hallway, in the P-way, and we get to sit down finally. Mind you, hours have passed. It has been hours since you first got off that bus, because a lot of you going at the same time, and people are scrambling, scraping, scared, shaking, crying, and it's gonna take some time to get everybody through this process. So hours have already passed by. They're letting you sit down in the P-way in ranks because you're done. You are issued this book, and it's like a training manual. Read that book. Do not fall asleep. If you fall asleep, they're gonna make you stand up if you're not already standing. So basically what is happening is they're waiting for the guys or whoever else hasn't finished up to finish up in this portion of probably are sitting there for another hour waiting for everybody to finish up. It's time to get haircuts, or for the females, you can either get your hair cut to the appropriate length, or you can learn how to style your hair up to the Navy standards. So I would suggest to either get your hair in a protective style that you're comfortable with and that is in Navy regulations, or to get box braids or cornrows. And if you're getting cornrows, make sure that they're 1/4 an inch, not 2 inches in bulk, and they go straight back. Yes, straight back. You're gonna look crazy. Who cares? You're trying to pass, you're trying to get into the Navy. Nothing matters about how cute you look, how is looking at that, trust me. So yeah, definitely get a protective style if you have hair like mine. I wish that I had got braids, even though that the course is 2 months and braids usually only last for about 4 weeks in my hair, but that the swim test would have been a little bit easier if I had braids. Me, I went and cut all my hair. I got a pixie cut and I got a relaxer. And no, blow dryers and flat irons aren't really allowed during the first month because you're scared to do anything. I didn't want to do anything. I had some flexi rods, and I got in trouble for having flexi rods before the swim test because my RDC asked me if I had some. I said no. But my hair, I had like a long, I'll put it in a picture. I had a long part right here, and then it was like short in the back, and it was like, and then every night I would roll them up and like twist them and roll them up and twist them, and then the next day my hair would look perfect. And she was like, do you have perm rods in here? And I was like, no. Because I didn't know if I could have them or not. So I lied. I should never lied. But yeah, definitely have your hair braided and have it in a protective style, because it's gonna matter and it's gonna save you a lot of time. You do not have a lot of time to get ready in the mornings. And before I get to rambling, let me just get through day one. So after haircut, styling, and all of that stuff, forget about sleep. At this point, you've been up for maybe 24 hours and you're probably gonna stay up for another 24 hours because they're trying to get everybody same sleeping schedule. They're trying to get everybody on the same time, because you gotta think all of y'all are coming to different places of the United States, and all of y'all are from different time zones, and they make sure that everybody is on the same sleeping schedule. So after all of that processing and pulling out your social all the time and doing this, doing that, you're gonna meet your RDCs. For most cases, like 99% of the time, you have 3 RDCs, and these will be are training you and watching over you for the duration of boot camp. They will not leave your side. You wake up, they there. You go to sleep, they are there. And once you meet your RDCs, look around you, or don't. But take note of who's around you, because that is your division. That is who you're going to be. These people are who are going to be with the whole time you're at boot camp. This is your division. Go through something called amnesty meeting or amnesty night, and they're going to ask you in the last 2 to 3 days before coming to boot camp, is there anything that you've done wrong or anything you've done bad? Have you gotten in trouble? Hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you didn't. But if so, whatever your heart tells you to do, do it. Say it. That's all I can tell you. But yeah, that's enough for amnesty day, night, whatever the meeting, whatever the case may be. So after the 48 hours are up, you're finally gonna get to take a shower. So taking a shower with 40 other girls is pretty challenging for the first couple days / weeks, because you're getting into the groove of, you know, sharing a space with multiple other girls. So I was, from what I can remember, try to be the first one in there. Try to be the first one in the shower once they say that you can shower. You're gonna need your shower shoes, which is issued to you. You're gonna need your shower shoes, everything that you're gonna put on as soon as you get out the shower. Just have it bungled up together, and then go put it on the bench and claim your spot in the shower. Do not take a long ass do not take a long shower. I would say 1 minute tops. Take that shower, get your hot spots, get your face, get your toes, whatever you feel is important in those private parts, and get out of there, because y'all are gonna have to clean and make sure that that shower is sparkling clean and dry before the time is up, because they're gonna give you a time limit. They're gonna say, okay, you guys got 15 minutes to shower. That doesn't mean 15 minutes to take a whole shower and then primp and get pretty afterwards, which would take like 30 minutes. No, they need 15 minutes to shower, put your clothes back on, fix your hair into Navy regulations, and get the shower cleaned. So y'all need to work as a team to have, okay, this is the first wave of girls, this is the second wave of girls. First wave of girls come back in, and then second wave of girls come back in afterwards to help clean and dry that shower. Like, it's very important. Or right after y'all get out of the shower, y'all gonna get beat, and y'all gonna be sweaty again. Getting beat means doing exercises over and over again until you've had enough, or until they reach a certain legal limit. They're gonna show you how to make your rack. You're gonna be assigned a rack, and they're gonna show you how to fold the corners, how to put the blanket over top of it, how to put your towel on your rack over top, or whatever the case may be. They're gonna show you how to do all of that. You have no need to worry. And then they're gonna set up watch. So when they set up watch, let me turn this on. What watch consists of is like every 4 hours. I can't remember the first night, but every 2 to 4 hours, somebody has to watch the door, and somebody has to walk around the compartment that you're staying in. So when you're staying in a compartment, it's with either just all girls, or if you're a male, all males. And it's gonna be about say 100 racks, 100 racks, and y'all are gonna take up one side, and then the division that is there that's about to graduate is on the other side, and they won't be there for long. They're probably about to graduate in like 2 weeks. So after they set up watch and they show you how to make your racks, you can finally get into bed with the same stuff that you had on, and you can go to you can finally go to sleep. Now you might have to wake up in the middle of the night to assume your watch, but that is just a taste. That is just the beginning of what's to come when you actually get into the Navy. Waking up the next day is very important because it's gonna set the mood. If Reveille is at, let's say, 6 o'clock in the morning, which I think it is, that's the time that you need to be up and on the tow line, which is like in front of your rack, and that's for everybody looking forward and having that 1,000-yard stare, because that's when your RDCs are gonna come in and inspect and look at you, look at the compartment. So I say, depending on how much time you need to wake up at 5:30. Yes, 5:30, and you can ask either the rover to wake you up or a watch. Set an alarm on your watch that's not a smartwatch, like just a regular G-Shock or something like that, something small and compact. Set an alarm so that you can wake up at 5:30, and during this time is so vital because you need to make your rack, put your hair back in regulations, put on your uniform, and be ready to be on the tow line by Reveille. Waking up when they tell you to wake up, it's cool, but you probably have like 5 minutes to get ready and to get ready to their standards. It's not gonna cut it, especially this being your first full day. You're not gonna be ready. After you wake up, you probably went to the galley the day before, and when you go to the galley, do not turn around, do not be talking, none of that, because it's not time for that. You and the RDCs, y'all not cool. They don't know you. They want you to get your food, sit down, sit at attention, and eat your food. Do not get no snacks. Do not get no candy. Just get your meal, get your drink, and sit down, and that's it. Do not look around. Do not be talking. Attention from the RDCs that you don't want. But yeah, y'all gonna wake up the next day, be on the tow line. They probably gonna inspect you. They probably gonna depending on I don't know if they meet before breakfast or after breakfast. Either way, you're gonna work out at some point during the day. So then you're gonna go to breakfast, and you gotta stand in line, follow specific orders and how they tell you to sit down and how they tell you to eat. Who's telling you to do this? Your APOC or your RPOC or AROC, and these are jobs that are assigned when all the craziness is going on. I will tell you right now that you need to pick a job. You need to pick something so that you can stand out to the RDCs. You don't want to stand out too much, but you do want to have a little something under your belt. You want to be helping out somewhere. So I will say, pick one of those leadership jobs if you feel comfortable, or if you feel confident enough. But if not, I was a part of laundry crew, and I respect laundry crew down. I love laundry crew down because when everybody was getting beat, me and the other two girls, we was in there folding laundry and washing clothes. Now sometimes it would work, and other times they would pull us right up on out of there and be like, hit these push-ups too. Do pick a job, but they're gonna tell you how to sit down, how to file in and get in line, how to grab a tray. They're gonna show you how to do all of that. Just comply and get it done, and you'll be all right. Vaccinations during this time when you first get there, and you're gonna march down to the medical building, the medical hall, and they're gonna line you up like cattle, and they're gonna poke you with shots, poke you with shots, poke you with shots, poke you with shots. If you have a fear of shots, yeah, I'm sorry. Once that's done, you're gonna do a vision test, and you're gonna do a hearing test, I think. And all of this is gonna take some time. So you're gonna be in the medical hall with your RDCs for a minute. Well, it gets your teeth checked. They're gonna check for all kinds of stuff. What, I don't really know. I was in a daze most of this time and I was in shock. So I would say pay attention more than what I did, and you'll be okay. Don't talk, don't speak, don't mingle, don't laugh, don't kiki with the people in your group. Don't do none of that because they are still watching you. Your RDCs might not be around at this time because they might be doing or figuring other stuff out. So just stay to yourself in the beginning and just follow instructions, and you'll be cool. You'll be great because the nurses, they was threatening to tell our RDCs when two other people was talking beside me. I was like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Yes, so after that's done, I looked on the Navy.com website, right? Because I haven't been to boot camp in 7 years, and it's saying that boot camp is around 10 weeks now, but I just talked to my husband the other day and he was saying that no, they shortened it, it's like 6 weeks. So I'm not sure what the duration is anymore, but it says weeks 2 through 3 he will be doing a swim test, and I'm about to get into the swim test. Right, I had to take a tea break because this cold is not playing no game. It's gonna be a long march because it's all the way across the base. But a swimsuit that they issue to you, they're gonna tell you to put in a tampon. It doesn't matter if you're on your period or you're off your period, you have to put in a tampon to jump into the pool. Why? I don't know. So I guess like certain germs and stuff, I don't know. At this point, I'm just doing what they're telling me to do. And in this auditorium, they're gonna play you a show, and once they play the show, it shows you different strokes and how to swim and how they want you to swim. They do not want to see you freestyling and doing any type of strokes that you want to do. They're gonna give you, I think, 3, and that's the ones that you need to follow. If you don't follow those protocols, then you will be pulled out the pool and you'll be disqualified, and you'll have to do the swimming training every day until you pass the test. Tea break. I'm gonna sit on these bleachers that are facing in front of the pool, and they're gonna break down a couple rules, or they're gonna do a little spiel or whatever, and then they're gonna tell you to line up and be prepared to climb the ladder to go onto the cliff. So this is my thing, right? If you are not a fast swimmer, if you're not a strong swimmer, go last. Go last, so you have all the time you need to turn around on your back and float until your head touches the end of that pool where you need to be at. If you're a fast or strong swimmer, try to go first or get into the front of the line, because my experience was crazy. I thought I was watching YouTube videos since the 9th grade about boot camp, and something told me to go into the front. I don't know why. When I knew I was gonna turn around and go on my back, but I went kind of like third and to jump off the cliff. So I jumped into the water, no problem, cool. I turned around on my back, and when I peep my head up like this while I'm on my back floating, I see all these people coming towards me and they're swimming over me. I mean, they had no consideration for me at all. They're swimming over top of me. I'm going down to the bottom, and I almost felt like I was drowning. Like, it was bad. So there was a man there's gonna be people around the pool, and there was a guy with a stick, and he said, grab onto this, because I had broke the stroke that I was doing. He said, grab onto this, and he pulled me up out of the pool. Man, when I tell y'all I was mad, because I was like, I know I can make it. Like, I know how to swim, at least on my back. Why did I just get pulled? So I was like, you know what? Okay, whatever. So after that, they took me to the kiddie pool, and there was already people there that had got pulled out that was in the kiddie pool already. So they're telling us to kick, and they're telling us to hold onto the wall and do this exercise and do that, and they're making us float on our back. This is Vicks, you guys. And then they're telling us to float on our back, and I'm like, bro, I know how to do all of this already. Like, I'm trying to get back out there. So eventually, they analyze like who's doing good, who's not, and whoever's doing good, they send you back up to the cliff jump. So I got to redo the swim test that day. So they took me back up to the cliff, and I jumped off again. And the jump to me wasn't really that bad, just because I kind of like to do stuff like that. But if you're scared, hold yourself like this and just get it over with. And there's gonna be somebody in the pool at the bottom to like help bring you up if you're taking too long. So I would just say you just need to hurry up and get it over with if you have a fear of like jumping in off of high places into pools. So I jumped in and I turned around on my back, and by that time everybody that was swimming over top of me was done, and I basically like had the pool to myself. It was like 4 other people in there, so I'm just like doing like this. I'm swimming, I'm actually relaxing, having a good time or whatever, and my head hits the wall at the end of the pool, and I get out, I complete my swim test. Great, good, perfect. So after that, we had this other exercise that people don't, when I talk to people about my experience, they don't remember, or they didn't do this, and we had to go into like the back area where there was another pool, and we put on a life vest, and once we put on that life vest, we climbed up to another cliff. I think this one was like a little bit smaller than the first one, and we climbed into another cliff. They had somebody designated to take muster, and we jumped into the water, and then we had to swim with the life vest on to like a little raft, and it was kind of like hooded or whatever. And then once we got in there, the person who was designated to make sure that all of us were in there, like do a head count, gave the thumbs up, and we got out and swim to the swim to the edge of the pool and got out. Floated on our back. First we went back to the main pool. We floated on our back for 5 minutes or however long they needed us to in our coveralls, and then we had to slap a bunch of water in there. And then once we slap a bunch of water in there, we go underwater and we breathe from that little pocket of water that we put in there. And depending on how you look, or if you're doing it right, they'll pull you out or they'll pass you. I got passed on the first try, so even though I feel like I wasn't doing the overcoat thing right, I still passed. So even if you feel like you're not doing it good enough, don't panic, just wait and see what funny story. I was getting comfortable with like a group of people in my division, and we all had to do the float at the same time. So when we was doing the float, there was this guy that really couldn't swim that well, and he was floating. He was trying to float, but I guess he was panicking, and there was this girl next to me. There was this girl next to me that I knew, and he had kind of like punched her, like kicked her in the head, and she was like, ow! And I'm trying not to break my focus, because if I break my focus, I'm gonna sink. I'm gonna start sinking. So I'm trying not to laugh. And the one of the RDCs that was watching us, he was like, hey, be quiet. And she was like, he just punched me. So I was trying to stay focused or I was gonna fail. They ended up pulling him out the water though, because he just could not get it together. If you fail, you have to wake up extra early in the morning to go to swim class every day until you pass the test. If you don't pass the swim test, you cannot pass boot camp. So they're gonna give you multiple opportunities to get that out the way. But you do have to take swimming classes, and I think they pick a designated day out the week, however long it takes you to pass, to take the test again. So if you're a fast, quick, easy learner and you want to get finished, if you want to be finished with that, then yeah, you'll be good. During this week, I think we also had to do a fitness test just to see where we were at. And you do, I don't know what it's like now, because for us it was sit-ups, push-ups, and the run. But now we have planks, push-ups, and like where I'm at, we have cardio. So you can do the treadmill, you can run, or you can row. But I think boot camp is always going to be running. So it's going to be planks, push-ups, and the run. I don't think you will be asthma if you don't pass. I think it's just to see where you're at, and then later down the line, like maybe 2-3 weeks, you have a serious one that you do have to pass, or they're gonna asthma you back to a division that maybe just got there a day ago because they feel like you're not ready to proceed with the rest of the division. So yeah, after that, you'll get used to a certain schedule after you process in, which is like getting your shots and doing all that medical stuff. Then you're going to start taking classes. So it'll be something every day. You'll figure out what's going on every day because it's written on the board, and you'll know what's going on. So 6 o'clock preferably, you wake up, breakfast, you either go to PT, then you go to PT, you come back to your compartment, shower, go to class, lunch, and then whatever the evening may entail, that's what it'll be. But you'll know everything that you're doing that day if they still write it on the board for you. And you have a board PO. Weeks 3 through 4, you'll start getting into the groove of everything. You'll start to make friends, and you'll start to get a little bit more comfortable. In these classes during the day, you're going to be learning about naval history, general military customs and courtesies, and watch standing. You're going to be, like I said, you're going to be doing the physical training, learning how to run, doing exercises and stuff like that, running together, marching together, learning facing movements and all of that stuff, and learning cadences and stuff like that. So that's what the day is going to entail for those next couple of weeks. They're basically molding you into a sailor so that weeks 4 through 8, or I would say weeks 5 through 8, you will start to look more like a sailor and be more of a sailor. Keep that training book near and dear to your heart, because that is gonna be your study material for when you're not in classes and when you can't ask questions, because you're gonna be tested on that too. So they're gonna give you a test after they teach you these things. I don't know if it's like a couple days after, I can't remember, but you will be tested and you need to pass those tests. I don't remember if they asthmaed you or they make you retake the test if you fail, but just try to pass it the first time. Study, get your head in the game, focus. And somewhere within these weeks, something I left off, somewhere within these weeks you will have your first first long phone call home, and you're gonna march to this place where there's like a game room, and like it's called Recruit Heaven, and they have phone booths in there. They have a designated room with just phones and stuff, and you have a phone card if it's still the same. I don't know, this is when I went. They might have iPads or something now, but yeah, you have to put in a code that's on the card. Make sure you read the directions on the card before you make your first phone call, because it can be really stressful putting in that code and you only got, let's say, like 8 minutes to dial your loved ones. So make sure you read the instructions on the card if they still are doing that. So to wrap up this video, there's probably so much more that I'm leaving out, but like I said, I went to camp 7 years ago, so this is kind of like a refresher to me too. So if I left anything out, please comment down below and I'll try to answer your personal questions that you have. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new here, hi, thank you for watching.